So, so, so with that, so let me then, Tom, you've got your phone on, so Matt can talk to you.
Matt is not on the line right now, but he can talk to me anytime.
Okay. And the reason I'm asking that is just we still want to make sure with the sound. So, what we're only going to spend 15, 20 minutes. We're going to ask a few questions. We generally come down to interesting places in Tidewater to meet the people, see things that are interesting. We try to grab lunch with those who will have us for lunch. This is Bev Sell, who I'm going to let introduce herself. But we are here at the 5 Points Community Farm Market. So that's where we are. And in a little bit later on, we'll scan around here. So we're sitting actually at the kind of the lunch area, and it can probably seat, I don't know, 25, 30 people comfortably. Behind us is the where they prepare all sorts of things. I think foods, and then on this side of us there's natural food there, and lots of baked goods. We have seafood over there. So there's actually quite a bit here. And where we are, for those who've probably driven by here a number of times and either didn't notice or did notice, is we're at the corner basically of 26th and Church. So we're like just a short block over from Monticello, up on 26th, 27th. Really easy to get to. You can kind of just come down 26, pop in, nice little parking area, and all sorts of interesting stuff. So we ran into Bev. Why did we run into Bev? We ran into Bev because my wife was looking at places to get natural foods, and we hadn't been here. We came in here, we said, this is great. We got to see Bev, and she had also kindly reached out to us, so it was a nice intersection. So with that being said, I'm going to let Bev kind of talk a little bit about who she is, and she has to speak up because we have a lot of ambient noise around here with fans. But she's going to tell us a little bit about her background and why she has done this. It's actually a pretty interesting story over the last 4 or 5 years. And with that?
Well, I'm Bev Sell, and I am the general manager of the 5 Points Community Farm Market. And this is a community revitalization effort. This is not a city-run or any other corporation. This is done by the people. It's done by the community. And we started this back in 2002 out on Sewell's Point Road on a little patch of land, and then we eventually moved into, the next year we moved into an old laundromat and converted that into a farm market. And we were there for 7 years when our landlord raised our rent so high that we couldn't afford to stay there. So we had to move. So we found this space, although it is not at 5 Points. We found this space on Church Street, which was twice the size of our other market. And within 2 years, we have successfully just about filled up all the space. We have 6,400 square feet here, and we have filled it up, and we've also gotten a cold storage space for more produce so we can create a farmer's food hub. So it's pretty exciting. Things are really starting to roll, and things are now starting to come into season. We're having a pea party. We've got lots of May peas that have come in. We've got strawberries. Lots of local produce is now starting to come in, so we're very excited about that.
So now this may be a real obvious question, and everyone knows the answer to this. I don't. Are there a lot of farmers markets in the Tidewater area? Is there a vision for farm markets? So how does, what's the ethos of farm markets?
The answer to that is we're the only one in the city of Norfolk. Okay. And we're the first, I think when we opened, we were the first one to be in Norfolk for 50 years. There was a dry spell there. And what a lot of people don't realize that our farmers that we're working with are an hour and a half away. And a lot of the smaller farmers are having to work full or part-time because they can't afford to make a living on the land. So part of our mission is to help them stay on the land and farm, and at the same time encourage and inspire young people to get into farming. And usually when I say farming, the young people envision a John Deere tractor and row farming, but the future of farming is going to be square foot gardening, and high tunnels, which is a way to extend your season through January, February, March.
I'm sorry, you said the term high tunnel?
High tunnel.
Okay.
It's called either a hoop house or a high tunnel. And you've seen them when you drive out in the country. They're sort of they're rounded and they have plastic over the top, and they have doors. So they're sort of like a greenhouse.
They're like greenhouses.
It's kind of like a greenhouse, only on a larger level. And so those are going to help extend the season more and more as we grow into more farmers staying and being able to provide more produce year round so that they can make more money.
So when I think about farming, I think about these massive farms out in the Midwest or in other countries, and then I think about local farmers that I drive by and see. So is this mostly the local kind of farmers that we're talking about versus these huge
The corporate farms, we try not to do a whole lot of business with them. The beautiful part about what we're doing is, I would say about 95% of the money that we spend on our produce, it stays local. So we're supporting the local, we're not only getting good food, but we're also helping to support local economy, which is critical too.
And is local, by local, does it reach down to North Carolina and go out to Richmond, or what do we kind of...
It depends on who you talk to, but generally the local it used to be a 100-mile radius, and now I think it's almost a 200-mile radius.
Okay.
And it's trying to reduce that carbon footprint of thousands of miles from across the country. But we've got a lot of work to do. We've got a very short time to do it in, because the average age of a Virginia farmer is over 60 now. So
So if I went into farming, I'd be young.
You'd be a young sprout, yeah.
Not too young, not far below.
But actually, we do have some farmers, like two of the farmers that I'm working with have retired from government, and they've gotten brought into farming.
So by farming also, again, I see that there's some fresh fish and other stuff. So, again, your footprint as a farmer's market hits the fishing folks, the produce folks,
It's sort of, you're trying to provide what the customers want. What we're trying to create here is a destination location. So that the things that we have here, you might not find everywhere else. We have the Carolina Cupcakery, we've got Sabrosa Foods, we've got All Senses Artistry, we've got Green Alternatives. We have a little bit of everything right here, so that it makes your shopping experience a little bit more exciting, a little bit more interesting than just your normal day at the market.
And what is the largest, purchasing stuff that people come here for? I mean, is there what are you kind of known for?
Well, I think during the winter, we just got our hood in last year, and we were able to open up our Get Fresh Cafe full blown. And we've been offering a dinner for two for $10. And the cafe really has been pulling us through the winter. And we want to continue that through the summer. So we're hoping that with the sale of the produce, because it's real hard to get excited about a sweet potato, in the winter. That's about all we got.
You don't know my wife. She loves a good sweet potato. So.
Yeah, but repeatedly. So, so the cafe, we take the fresh produce from our farm market and create wonderful food. So what you're getting is from scratch, homemade, literally, food that you can either eat in or take out.
And that was going to be the question. So do you cook it in, I'm going to call it in bulk, where I could buy something that I could bring home and serve to 20 people kind of thing?
Well, we do catering, but we don't have the manufacturing where we're putting it in containers and putting it on the shelf yet.
Right.
But that could be something in the future.
Okay.
But right now we're concentrating on lunch and dinners, because we are open from 11 to 7 on Wednesday through Friday, 9 to 5 on Saturday, and 11 to 5 on Sunday. And on Sundays we've just started reopening, and we have an all-day brunch, Sunday brunch, which we've gotten our ABC banquet permit to have Bloody Marys and